The $20 to $20 million update and NBA Bombs edition of the Bottom Line Bombs on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up for promo code BOMBS to get a 50% deposit bonus up to $1,000. We're also brought to you by Edge Boost. Earn up to $750 per month on the Sports Gambling Pod transactions. Sports Gaming transactions. Go to edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm, the leader in data-driven picks and props. Rhythm is giving away a $250 future and throwing a March Madness party. To go to sportsgamingpodcast.com/party for details. Now with that, we will start the show by finding the button every time. I can't find it. Now I did. Here we go. Let's go. 10, 9, do a countdown. Now let's just... Yes. Welcome to the Bottom Line Bombs. I'm your host, the Laddy Daddy, Scumbagger Vance, Deli Llama, the Deli Roll, the Devil in Disguise. I don't know why I said that because the song is called I'd Rather Be the Devil by Guadalupe Platt. But I'm also known as the Man in the Box. CJ Sullivan coming here live from Eagle Rock, California on Monday, February 24th. Happy birthday, Maureen Sullivan. Yeah, coming back here. I don't know why I say that, but I'm broadcasting live on Monday, 1 o'clock Pacific time. If you're listening on X, thank you very much. But once you hop on over to YouTube, I forgot to put the link in there, but you can find it. YouTube, Bottom Line Bombs. Get in the chat. We can do this live. We got a big show today. People always say that they got a big show. It's not really a big show. It's a show. It's the next show. Every show I do is big, of course, because I bring the paper and the passion, the picks with bits for tobacco use only. That's what you get with the Bottom Line Bombs. No off season here. All right, I gotta turn that down before I get any more copyright infringement. Now I can go back to my soundboard and do things like, you know. No, I shouldn't have turned it down. That was pretty low. Anyway. Why the F did I do that? I didn't even want to curse word. What? I'm already slowly starting the show there. But that's what I feel like sports talk radio does. You know, they always have a music intro, or any radio, I guess, you know. Talk radio, imagine. The song coming in from commercial or coming out from commercial, and they talk over, really cool. It's always classic rock with these guys. It's all the same old middle-aged white guys. But I play a little something cool, even if you play rap, whatever you do. Anyway, thank you for joining. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom Line Bombs. Come on over. What did I want to say? Oh, I got a nice overlay going here as the chat room is already coming up here. Yeah, like I said, no off season. Had a big week. Yeah, that's true too. Boofer T says a classic move too is you have to act like you didn't know the mics were on. Nothing better than the background talk. Oh, well, we're here, Julie. Tell me about your weekend. I always want to tell me about their weekend. The Monday radio morning wrap up's always great. Tell me about your weekend. Any hot dates? They're always grilling the woman, the traffic woman, for her dates. You fucking creeps. Who's this guy you're with? Now tell me, does this give me the ick? Who's this guy? You know, and they're always doing it to grill the guy. No one's good enough for that. No one's good enough for their traffic girl or their news girl. A lot of dating going on in the radio world, it seems like. Or it's just their boring husband. Oh, no, me and my husband, me and Tom watch Dateline. Watch the movie. We watched the SAG Awards on Netflix. That's coming up. I'll do a Man in the Box later on, obviously, about the about the award season coming up. We're going to have an Oscar preview. Oscar betting. People were asking about the Oscar betting. Oscars are this Sunday. My next show on Wednesday, new day, Bottom Line Bombs, the offseason, Mondays and Wednesdays. I will have a Oscar guru, gambling Oscar guru, Hollywood, one of my Hollywood muckety mucks. He's a director, he's a writer, he's a producer. The great Ryan Ridley. He'll be coming on Wednesday to give us his Oscar previews. But before that, I have to tell you about, it is March coming up, right? It's almost March. It's the end of February. February goes pretty quick. So we're having our merch store, our merch sale, I should say. Gear up for March with Merch Madness. Promo code Madness for 20% off in the SGPN store. Get in now before the promo code is done. I know it says 15% on that banner I have there, but that's wrong. It's 20%. It's actually 20% because that's last year's banner. Now we're doing but it goes from now. That the rest of it's true. Now until tournament tips off, you can get your first half undershirts, college basketball experience shirt, which I enjoy with Colby Dundee and the boys, and Moneyline Mac. Her Moneyline Mac is having some Twitter beef with some other pussy Mac, Mini Mac from Providence. They should get on the Elf beef thing, Spaces, that garbage show. Anyway, all right, let me take this thing down and start the show. Captain Insano, yes, says, what's up, CJ? We just woke from being in a coma after being outed as a Cowboy fan on the BLB. Oh, man. Outed and beat up. P.S. Not a Cowboy fan. I'm sorry, Captain Insano. I didn't mean to call you. Serial is the Cowboy fan. I know you're not this Cowboy fan, Captain Insano. Not looking good for you, Dallas. That's for sure. Anyway. Let's talk about the show. Well, I guess I will recap the weekend. Why not? It is the off season. I had a weekend in Irvine, California. It's in Pittsburgh weekend before, and then I did shows in Irvine, the Improv in Irvine. Shout out to them. Huge club, just massive. Like 700 people capacity. It's pretty crazy the number of people they jam in there. I mean, it's like a fucking airplane hangar in there. Luckily, I was opening for TJ Miller, who could fill that place. I would not be able to fill that place. The man in the box doesn't pull in box off. Man in the box doesn't pull in that box office yet. But we had great shows, and even Nick Vatterott came out with this on Friday. The great Nick Vatterott for a little guest spot. I say this because we drove to Irvine, California from Hollywood. I drove, Nick Vatterott, TJ, three of us. Irvine is about, depending on when you leave, it could be either 45 minutes from Los Angeles or 9.5 hours. That's basically what it was. It's about on a Friday rush hour. It's about 9.5 hours. So make sure you calculate that if you're ever heading down to beautiful OC down there. No, I'm not pulling Yogi Bear numbers, as Boofer T says. Not quite yet. But who knows? Who knows? If the right clip blows up, it's all it takes nowadays. That's what got Sebastian Maniscalco going. That one clip about having company. How about company? Remember we used to have company? Orange bananas? Anyway, so the shows were great. Nothing wrong with that. Friday, we had a full day. We had a big day. We went out in the afternoon. We had a good time, banging it around. They were a little messed up, but I of course am sober Laddy Daddy. I drove us there, drove back. And on the way back, we were excited because, it was like 2.5 hours getting there. On the way back, it's like 50 minutes because there's no traffic. So we're like, oh, this is going to be amazing. But there was something in the cards for us. It was going to be 2.5 hours no matter what. We blew a tire. And I mean blew a tire. This thing was fucking shredded. On the HOV lane, on the 5 coming back, we're going about 80 miles an hour. Blew the tire. I mean, this thing was burning quickly. I pull over. Not all the way to the side of the road. I mean, I to the side, but in the HOV. So there's a median in the middle. We're basically in the middle of the highway at, 1 a.m. Cars are whipping by us. And I mean whipping by us. called AAA eventually. We're like, should we call AAA? I'm like, I got a donut here. We got a Jack. There's 3 comics here. Together, we should form to be one man, right? We could be one actual man out of 3 comics. I think we can do this. So we start getting to work on the, and it is always something, as John said. We find a Jack. And there's always you got to piece together the Jack. They did a whole thing, That was a whole thing. We put the car up. Before we loosened the lug nuts, that was a mistake. Car goes down. We loosened the lug nuts. Then one wouldn't budge. Then we were doing some Googling, some YouTubing. Turns out there was a tire lock on one of the nuts there. So we had to find that key. We're emptying out the trunk. My golf clubs are on the side of the highway. It looks like a yard sale. Cars are just whipping by 5 feet from us. Nick's like, car, like we're playing a street hockey game. What do you want us to do? If the car hits us, it hits us. And any drunk could have veered easily. I say that as a little foreshadowing. Cop whipped by us, triple headlight. Get out of the way. Cops yelling at us. So we figured it out. We got the tire off. We got the donut on. That took a while. Then we couldn't. Oh no, we couldn't get the tire off. That's the thing. We got the donuts. We couldn't get the tire off. Like, how do we get this thing off? Pit crews do this in 9 seconds. But they got equipment. They got power equipment. We got old tire irons and fucking pump up jacks like we're pumping up an air mattress. But the tire wouldn't come off. We're like, oh, the rim must be so bent or whatever. We just couldn't get it off. It wouldn't pull off. And then that's when we really gave up. Then we called AAA. They're like, okay, we'll send a truck somewhere. They weren't coming. And then, like, as a last resort, TJ did like, fuck it, let's just kick this thing. And he mule kicks this thing, and it flew off. Tire flies off almost into the highway and killed somebody, but we couldn't believe it. We're like, yes, we got it off. Then we put the donut back on, blah, 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 box it up, box everything up. Hour and a half, It was a long, dangerous thing. Tow truck driver texting us, hey, where are you again? They told us They told us to 5. Where else are you in the 5? Like, forget it. All right, good. I don't want to come anyway. So we changed the tire. 3 of us. We all did our part. Well, actually, I didn't really do my part yet, other than saying we're fucked. We drive back. Now it's 3 a.m. We're back in Hollywood. The streets are empty. We're on Cayuga, coming over to Highland. And as soon as I said this, I jinxed it. I go, man. I never thought this was going to happen, that we're going to get home, we're going to finally go to bed and get home safe and warm. It was cold out there, too. I mean, the man in the box was out of his box, and it was cold out there. So we're driving back on Cayuga. We're in Hollywood. And next thing you know, we see these headlights. This is a one-way street, okay? This is by the Hollywood Bowl. And I mean a one-way street. I mean, there's a median. There should be no traffic coming at us. There was one car coming directly at us, a pair of headlights. And it was so delirious. I was so delirious that night. It's been such a long day. 2 shows, changing the tire, all day out, all day afternoon, driving back and forth. And I'm like, that doesn't look right, does it? A car coming at us? Oh, we're on the right side of the road, right, guys? I'm just to confirm. I'm on the right side, right? This is America. We're supposed to be here. Okay. All right. Well, this guy doesn't seem like he cares about that. And he's coming, and he's not budging. He's coming right at us, screaming like, whoa! And luckily I was aware of this too. As I was saying this, I went around him. There was no time to brake or anything. If I braked, I would have been dead. But that would have been a perfect way to die, actually. Survive the tire, the shows, and then the 3 of us die, but and who knows if he wasn't. He looked like an old-fashioned 1980s drunk driver. Wrong way, one way, screaming out the window. Like, you don't see that anymore, really. It was kind of nostalgic, to be honest with you. Because when we grew up, kids, drunk drivers were everywhere. That was part of the fun. Dodging was like a game, or being a part of it, whatever it was. But this was like, wow. I was so much in shock. I was like just staring at it like a deer, and then I finally went around it. We avoided each other, but it was amazing. I mean, obviously that person probably died. I don't know. He probably killed someone else. Those people never die. They always kill other people. Luckily, it wasn't us. But anyway, other than that, Irvine, California was fantastic. John Clokey says, I love story time with the Bet Detective. I know. I need a story time soundbite. Stevie Elridge says having to change a tire on the highway during drunk driving hours is a nightmare scenario. Correct. It really was. Shout out to everyone coming back from Irvine on the 5 who easily could have just veered off and clipped us during drunk driving time. But yeah, they didn't. But yeah, it had to take us to come back to LA, to Hollywood to get one of those. But I was saying, I don't know if he was I'm sure he was a drunk driver in LA, but when it comes to LA, all the drivers are brain dead. They're all dodo birds. Who knows? I already told you, they put on their signals after the fact. Boofer T said he stayed sober so his friends could drink one night. CV joint popped out, middle of a 2-lane road, front of a 7-Eleven, 2 hours, 0 cops drove by. Felt like a wasted night of not drinking. Yeah, that's 100% right. Nothing worse than wasting nights of being sober. What's the point of this? It's funny. On the other side of the highway on the 5, while we're changing his tire, there was a construction job going on. So there was sirens, caution, people on coffee breaks and shit laughing at us. Can someone over there, you got equipment, someone bring some kind of equipment over here? We're all liberal arts majors. But we got it done. Anyway. All right. Let me get through to, let's start the show. That was a quick story time. Just wanted to say my weekend in Irvine, California. The rest of the shows were not as eventful. Last night was fun, Sunday night. Shout out to Jeff Klinger and Kaz. The sister came out somewhat close to her because she's on the west side. Annie Letterman did a guest set. She lives in Venice. I didn't know that, but she was great. Yeah, if you went to any of the shows, you got a packed show. I'll tell you that. You got a damn good show. You got your money's worth. Not me worth almost dying. Not me worth almost being the man in the coffin box. But hey, we put it out there for our art. Oh God! All right, let me let me get the ad. Let me tell you about Edge Boost for crying out loud. What do you guys stop talking to me from Edge Boost, and we'll get to the rest of the show. SGPN has partnered up with Edge Boost, a premier Visa debit card for bettors. An Edge Boost card allows you to avoid the hassle of having your card denied at sportsbook, DFS site, sweepstakes site, racetrack, or casino. So it's a credit card or debit card. It's a debit card for gamblers. That way you can just fill up your sports book, casino, whatever you want, put it right in the card, and the card is already cleared. You don't have to talk to your bank, none of that. And your money's safe. It's FDIC insured. No credit checks, completely free, and you can earn up to $750 per month in cashback rewards for using your Edge Boost card. Sign up today. Use promo code SGPN so you get better cashback rewards and instant Tier 2 status. I'm using my Edge Bet Boost rewards on the Denver Nuggets to win the Western Conference plus 650. If you saw my video ad I did from the Mattress Factory Museum in Pittsburgh, Modern Art Museum, that's what I gave out. And I say that because it's a free play. I'm going to talk to you later about what another play I'm doing. But I do like that. That's edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN, edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Bookie. My bookie. Wherever I bet, he bets. My bookie AG. We're brought to you by Bookie AG. It's your place to bet every sport, plus props for every game, live dealer casino. Sean and Ryan did a live blackjack last night. That's a fun show. My bookie accepts customers from a ton of locations, easy deposit, lightning fast payouts using crypto. Highlight a bet I like on my bookie? Well, sure. We're going to get into that. NBA bombs tonight. I'll give you a little sneak peek. I like the LA Clippers +1 versus Detroit. I'm going to hammer that on my bookie. Head to mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN, or your promo code for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000 plus a $10 casino chip. That's mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. All right, we are back. Another one I like is a college game. I like Michigan, by the way, to beat Nebraska. Oh, man. All right, here we go. Let's start the show here. 20 minutes into it. I didn't even get to recap the bombs from the weekend because that's what Irvine does to you. It's fantastic. We're going to recap the bombs real quick. Then we'll move forward because then I want to get to the $20 to $20 million update So I decided what to do with the Super Bowl ticket. As you can see on my thumbnail, if you're watching or on YouTube or anything like that, I have an amazing picture of my Super Bowl ticket blended in with me. I got from the VSiN segment where they were blending and I captured it perfectly. It's not like I did any good editing with that. And I'll give out some NBA bombs for tonight and the game for tomorrow. And then, of course, a Man in the Box segment. Last show, last Wednesday, I gave the weekend bombs. We gave out golf bombs at the Mexican Open. We did not hit her outright, or any of the top 10s, really. We hit our matchups, though. And that's where you make your money, really, the straight up bets. We hit our matchups there with Patia and Pelly, both hammered easy cigar pieces. They weren't going away. So we won the matchups, hit that bomb. But like we said, it was an underdog matchup because there was, only 4 top 50 players out there. And Brian Campbell wound up winning in a playoff at 150-1. So congrats if you had him, 150-1. He beat out, what was the guy's name? Pottiger or whatever his name is. He was 70-1 in a playoff. Now, Wes Reynolds of VSiN gave him out. And then he had a drive on the second playoff hole that he sliced it right, just like we would. Looked like it was going OB, but it hit a tree, came back in the fairway, and he won. People are calling it a bad beat. The worst beat ever. Yeah, it's a worse beat if you had him, if you had the other guy to win. But balls hit trees all the time. And make fortune. That's what golf is. Fortunate bounce. You gotta be nice to the trees. Because the trees will be nice to you. But we hit our matchups. The other one was I wanted to talk about, of course, and the next show will be Wednesday. That's why we moved to Wednesday, so we can start doing some golf bombs because once we hit that one long shot, baby. Woo! USA Canada match was Thursday night. That's when I last left you. We hit the under on that, 5.5. Kachuk kind of got hurt. We had a Kachuk anytime goal. That did not happen. Or Brady scored, though. Canada won in overtime. What a great game. It was awesome. Like I said beforehand, that's the greatest thing about the USA-Canada rivalry. It's great hockey. It's fun to watch. Go at each other. But what makes it great is it's one-sided because it means so much to Canada. It just means so much to them. It's who they are. It's their entire existence. It's what their identity is. And us, it's fun. We enjoy hockey. Some of us do, where it's cold. I brought it up in Irvine. So everyone was like, we love hockey down here. Oh, do you? Did you grow up playing in the fucking frozen ponds in the mall? What are you talking about? Yeah, we like it. We don't know it, though. We didn't grow up with it. You do, but you know what I'm talking about. Point is, with us, as soon as we lose, we can get rid of it immediately. No emotional attachment. Like I said, blackjack dealer. It's like a summer fling. It's like a lifeguard, having a fling with some vacationer or something. At the end of August, that's it. See you later, toots. You go your way, I will go mine. No need to speak of this again, hockey. All right? Anyway, I mentioned that on Wednesday. I went on a little rant. Then I compared it. And they, the big thing was them booing the national anthem. So we booed it back. Obviously, Boston fans were going to boo it back. But Canada had a reason to boo. Not just Trump calling them a 51st state, but the tariffs that put on is pretty wild. And then I compared it to Trump voters, whatever, saying they just like how the other people hate it, whatever. I don't know what I was running my mouth about. Anyway, I made a video and I put it up there, and I forgot what a mistake that is to mention anything with Donald Trump in a video. Your comments are just going to get flooded. It's just with that. They're going to miss any point. The point was American hockey fans. That was the point of the video. And I might take a long way to get there couple creative outlets. But then my videos are, you watch too much news. They're not even doing any tariffs. The tariffs are, I'm for the tariff. Oh, great. I don't care. I don't want to fucking have an argument in my TikTok comments or YouTube comments about the tariffs in Canada and telling me if it's real or not. I know they think it's real. That's why they're booing. Also, fuck them for booing. We can also do that. It's also a joke. It's also, hey, it's a hockey game. Then there's the stuff about Trump. I'm like, good God. Just get through this already. I mean, come on. Does anyone, I don't know. And you hashtag comedy on there. Parody, happy face. There's crying, laughing emoji faces. These people just don't understand. I don't know if they don't understand it or they just don't want to. People just want to see what they see. They hear what they want to hear. But especially when it comes to Trump and everything is just ultra defensive and attacking. Like, come on. Can't we just get together and attack Canadians? Can't that be fun? It's so funny the way athletes in politics, how it does mix up. Then there was that story today about the Eagles not going to the White House to turn down because of Trump. And that also got inflamed because of the media, which isn't even a story yet.
Attention, air traffic control. This flock of eagles is heading to New Orleans.
Not DC though. They haven't even extended the invite yet, but coaches took a casual poll and players like, yeah, I don't want to go, I guess. I don't know. And now the right's is flipping out. Megyn Kelly, who's just incredible. She went off at the Eagles. She goes, I wish I'd never supported you. I loved making Taylor Swift cry, but now this is disgusting. What did she say? Megyn Kelly goes, I wish I'd known this before the Super Bowl. I wouldn't have wasted my time rooting for them. Eagles fan, your team sucks. Well, that's what an expert had. What did Megyn Kelly do? She said, Megyn Kelly put her quote, go F yourselves, Eagles. She's getting fucking angry, Megyn Kelly, and all kinds of shit. It's just so disingenuous. Are we not supposed to remember that Trump called, you said you were bleeding out of your goddamn, well, we know what, or whatever the hell he said. And I like that he rucks over to stuff just to get her audience going. I wish I could return all the Super Bowl gear I brought my boys. This is what actors are saying. We watched and cheered and cried, and now I feel sick to my stomach. How could I encourage my boys to support such divisive and unpatriotic actions? I'm sad. You cried. When did you cry? Who are you? Respect the office, no matter Republican or Democrat. It's a day. It's a tour. You can go tour the White House. It's like going through. You go on the lawn. You catch a ball on your vacation. I remember James Harris, the Steelers. He didn't go no matter who was in there. Because no, I don't want to fucking go to DC. It city sucks. So hilarious with people fucking crashing out. You respect the office. Yeah, no one respects the office like Trump. My God, it's unbelievable. Boo for tease, yeah. That's what he does. He pulls the old, I'm uninviting them before they can decline. He likes to get the poll. He likes to get the finger on the pulse. Usually it's a hockey team that goes. How about Trump calling up the American hockey team before on a speakerphone? He acted like he didn't even like, he's like, oh, boys, we're all here. I like it was World War II. They were up in Boston, Donald. They weren't overseas. We're all rooting for you back home, boys. Yeah, Trump is 0-2 on the picks this year. He went with America there, and he went for the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Fade Donnie, hashtag. But yeah, that's super. I mean, good God. Why would anyone want to go to the White House? It doesn't seem fun. Doesn't seem fun at all. Anyway, all right. Now let me, all right, one more ad read. Then I swear I'll start the show. How about that, C-Generates? And then when I start the show, I'm going to give you a $20 to $20 million update, as promised, on the coverage of the show. Some NBA bombs for tonight and tomorrow. Maybe some college plays and a man in the box segment. How's that sound? Now we'll get down to business. But first, let me tell you about what I got to tell you about. Rhythm. Rhythm's gonna bet you. Rhythm's gonna bet you. Rhythm's gonna bet you with props. Rhythm's throwing an epic March Madness party, and you're invited. All Rhythm users are invited to a first 4 watch party Wednesday, March 19th at the awesome Stadium Swim at Circa, Las Vegas. And I don't mean to tell you this, C-Gens, but the man in the box might be there. Free drinks, plus you get to hang out with the guys from the Sports Gambling Podcast and the College Experience, and me, the man in the box. It gets better. Rhythm's also giving away a $250 March Madness future for one lucky Rhythm user. Just sign up for your 7-day free trial at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. Come by and use Rhythm to help you fill out your bracket and make some bets while you are there. A free party plus a chance at a $250 future bet? Come on. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/party for details at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/party. We're also brought to you by Underdog. Where is my Underdog? NBA, NHL, college basketball, whatever sport you can cash in. Big Underdog fantasy pick'em. Here's a pick'em entry I like for the big game. Not the big game, the big NBA game. I made an Underdog entry. It was, let me see, where was it? Nikola Vukovic, higher than 18.5 points. And we'll go Aaron Gordon over higher than 5.5 rebounds at plus money. That's a spicy one. That plays over 3-1. So I'm going to play that Underdog entry right now. Sign up with promo code BOMBS to claim your special pick. First time deposit offer up to $1,000 of bonus cash. UnderdogFantasy.com promo code BOMBS. Underdog Fantasy is the best way to play fantasy sports for cash. All right, we're back here on the Bottom Line Bombs. I'm your host, CJ Sullivan, the Laddy Daddy, the man in the box. All right, now we are cooking with gas. I want to thank everyone first before we really get going. I'm just going to keep pausing and delaying. Make sure you subscribe to the Bottom Line Bombs on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you listen to it. But hit the thumbs up. If you're watching now, hit the thumbs up. It's right in front of you. So easy to do. You don't have to technically like the show to do it. It's just common courtesy. Like someone gives you a wave in the car, you wave back to them. But we'll get into the NBA right now. And, of course, the $20 to $20 million. Should I do that one first? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do $20 $20 million, or should I do the NBA bombs first? Because Buford T is already saying he's going to run it back with Minnesota plus 12 on the back-to-back versus OKC. Not bad. I don't mind that play. I'm not going to take OKC there. I like the under myself. 228 is the under in that game. I'll start with that one, be honest with you. The NBA is finally doing some fun stuff with the schedules where they're doing a home and home. They just played at Minnesota. Minnesota played very well. They played them tough. Oklahoma won because they're the greatest. So now they're running it back home and home. I don't understand why the NBA doesn't do more of this. Just play it like schedule it like baseball. Go to town for a weekend. Play 2 or 3 games. Don't have them flying like from Milwaukee to Toronto down to Atlanta like all in 1 week. Like what are you doing? That's why these long bodies are breaking down. Do some stuff like this. Anyway, I like the under. Anytime they're going to play each other back to back like this, I always lean towards the under. And the Thunder are the best defense in the league, although they do score as well too. Anthony Edwards, he's racking up a lot of technicals, huh? Jeez Louise. But they also need this game, but they have a lot of injuries. Rudy Gobert, Randall, DiVincenzo, they're all hurt. But they're I don't know. I have a feeling it kind of might have been deflating too. That's why I'm not quite. I mean, I would take Minnesota there. It's a lot of points. But you have to be. I don't trust either one of them. I don't trust Minnesota to have the effort, and I don't trust the Thunder to have the effort to put them away. Chet Holmgren's probably not playing for Oklahoma City. That helps Minnesota, obviously, but it also helps the total go down. They just beat them by 7. I don't know. I like. It's a 228 right now. I would even play it at 227-ish. I just like that's just standard for me. That's an auto play. If you're playing back to back, I'm taking the under in the second game. Bomb it. All right, let me give out a couple more of these plays before I get to the $20. The box is hot. Welcome, ML. Then I'll get to the $20. I thought to 20 million. Or I can talk about that right now. I'm all over the place. Now let me give a couple more NBA bombs just because it's tonight and it's time sensitive. How about the Sixers versus the Bulls? Line is 4.5. Two disaster teams right now. The Sixers have lost 7 in a row, 9 of 10. The Bulls have lost 6 in a row. This is a small line. I think the market's finally like saying, or have given up. Everyone's finally given up on Philly. They lost outright to Brooklyn last time out as 11.5-point favorites with Embiid, Maxey, and George playing. Now, they were embarrassed. Everyone's calling them. It's funny how everyone's just calling them out now. Shut it down. Here, Stephen A. Smith here. Everyone, shut it down. Shut down Embiid. Shut down Paul George. Paul George? Why would you shut him down? I just don't like looking at him. Wait, I hate watching Paul George. Shut him down. What's shutting down Paul George going to do? Embiid, I can see getting behind shutting him down. Listen, the Sixers have got to do something different with Joel Embiid. His body is not meant to go 100 games, let alone 80 with the regular season. He needs months off at a time. For him to do one game on, miss the second back-to-back, then come back later in the week and just lumber around, he's obviously not healthy. He can't, and he's never going to get healthy unless you do something different. They do the same thing every year with him, and it never works out. I don't understand why they keep talk about your definition of insanity. Now they might have to get surgery. Good, get surgery. I don't care. Just rest him. They should have done this all year because, you know what it is because we can't take that he doesn't work. He gets this huge contract. Like, how does he not show up? Because these games don't matter. The playoffs are the only thing that matters, so get him ready for the playoffs. But at this point, he needs out. He needs absolutely out. Of course, he's going to be out tonight, which I don't mind because he's not looking good when he's out there. So he will not play. But I like them. The problem with this game tonight is Maxey came up on the injury report with like a thumb injury or a pinky injury or something. If Tyrese Maxey doesn't play, now that's a problem. Because there's talks about just blow up this team and focus around Maxey like Iverson in 2001. Vucevic is probable. He better play. Because I have his over-under is 18.5 points. I'm bombing higher than that. Over. It's also the Rhythm, the app, the AI app loves that play. They have him projected for 25 tonight. So I'll play Vucevic, especially with Embiid out. But I have a feeling the Sixers will bounce back. I mean, the Bulls are horrible. Just because anytime you get embarrassed like that, NBA Twitter. Well, now there's a movie about it on Hulu. Black Twitter, Instagram, Stephen A. Smith. These are the guys that actually drive the league. They motivate everyone. NBA is all about not getting humiliated, not getting dunked on, not everything, you know. And as soon as you're embarrassed like that, that's when they respond. Look at Luka. He was getting humiliated, embarrassed. They called him fat. He was doing nothing. They're actually saying they lost a trade. Then he finally fucking blows up. Because they're just getting embarrassed. So with that being said, this is a pretty short number. Philly's now the home court advantage is not going to be there. I saw online tickets for $2. That's pretty bad. But I'm gonna shout it. I'm going Vucevic over 18.5. Sixers minus 4.5. Bomb it. We're also got the Thunder under 228. I told you earlier I like the Clippers +1 versus Detroit. Now Powell is out. That's not good. The Clippers just got run in Indiana. They've been having a bad road trip, but Detroit's kind of a team they can keep up with. I think they were also embarrassed, and they will bounce back. And that Pacer team is tough. So give me Clippers +1 versus Detroit. Oklahoma City, Minnesota under 228. Philly -4.5. Vucevic over 18.5. Those are my 4 NBA bombs for tonight. Bombos. And I'll get in. And tomorrow night, Tuesday, is the Luka revenge game. Lakers, Dallas. It's in LA. It's not as fun as the one in Dallas. That one's going to be fun. This one in LA will be more of a party, I bet. Dallas is banged up. They just got smoked out by Golden State, although Golden State's starting to look good. Line is 7.5. The look ahead. I mean, what are you going to take, Dallas? Kyrie knows a show when he sees one. This is the Lucas show. I mean, it's funny because the Dallas fans are migrating to L.A. Nowitzki's in L.A. They're watching him there. This is still awful. It's still sickening to hear Laker fans talk about Luka like he's their star, because he is their star for the next 15 years. It's gross. How this occurred is still gross to me. But he did look great. And him and LeBron. This is not just a Luka revenge. Of course, you're going to pay a little premium. 7.5 might be a bit high, but fuck it. They're going to have a party. And this Maverick team just got blown out. They're going to get blown out again. They're just banged up right now. They're so banged up, especially in the middle. So give me Lakers -7.5 tomorrow. A sneaky prop for that one, though, Spencer Doolittle over 8.5 points. That's my second bomb for that game. Spencer Doolittle over 8.5, Lakers -7.5. And that's my NBA bombs for tonight and tomorrow. Stephen A., welcome to the chat. Says, what's up, CJ and the Ritz? And CJ, how are we doing? All right. Now I will officially start the show with what I promised on the title of the show, 40 minutes into it. On the thumbnail itself, you're just in time, Stephen A. As I give my update for my new segment that we can all tail and sweat along. Last year, it was the road to 10 million. If you recall, where I tried to bring home the Survivor pool in Circa with a parlay. I have 2 entries. I try to run that up a bit to run it up to 10 million. It got derailed. The road to 10 million got derailed. We Thelma and Louised during the middle of the football season. But now we're back with an even better plan than the road to 10 million. This is turn $20 into 20 million.
Only got $20 in my pocket. I'm hunting, looking for a comer. This is fucking awesome.
You're damn right. It's fucking awesome. $20 into 20 million. And how are we going to do that? Well, if you've been following along, and I explained this on VSiN on Friday during the segment with Sean and Ryan, we took $20 each and we hit a pleaser week 18 in the NFL at 25-1. Sucker bet, sure. Did we lose a lot before that? Yes, but we're not counting that because this is where it went. And the genius of this is I have not put my hands on the money. I haven't put my hands on the ticket. This is all through my proxy, Ryan Kramer. He put the bet in for us because the three of us put it in. We each won $20, $60 to win $1,500. We hit it. And then we, so then I had 500. I blew 200 of it on some fun things. No need to get in that. And then I hit $300. Then I put that $300. I invested that $300 into an exacta ticket right before the playoffs started. Philadelphia Eagles to beat the Kansas City Chiefs.
They're destroying the Chiefs.
And that's exactly what happened. 17-1. Bink. That 500 turned into 5,400, as you can see on that ticket on the thumbnail. Now, last year, on the road to 10 million, that's where I stopped. I wanted to get to 5,000. I did a $2,000 parlay because I usually do 2 entries. I do 1 Survivor, 1 Circa Millions, $1,000 each. And what happens is you get 10 entries in the Survivor. And I'm like, well, that's unfair for people like me who are not going to do 10 entries. Well, I can cry about it, or I can run some parlays up. I can run my bankroll up and get the max entries myself. By not paying real money, but by paying with their money. And that's what this is. So last year I stopped at 5K, which turned out to be bad because I only went with 3 Survivors, 1 Circa Millions, and the rest on futures. So this time, I'm going for the full 10K max. No, can't be scared. So after the 5,400, this is what we did. I decided to make a move. We got to double this. Now, as you remember, I don't want to go along the lines like, play Michigan tonight for 500, which I do like Michigan Wolverines tonight over Nebraska. They're at -1 now. They were +1. I wanted something that, I don't have to keep my hands on, that I can't let myself ruin. Let Kramer put the bet in, some kind of future. So I put a couple futures in. Speaking of March Madness, why not have a fun one? First, like I said, I blew to 200 up top. I gave 200 to Sean and Ryan because they were, 100 each. They were part of the pleaser. They get a little taste, Man in the box is generous. He tips it off. He knows how to tip out, even if they are the bosses. JC from KC comes in. What's up, CJ says. What's up, JC? And the Drunken Irishman. Hey, lads, how's it going? Laddy Daddies. So now we're down to 5,200. Then I took 200. And see, Generous, you can follow along with this one. I put a make the Final Four March Madness future, which is not smart because the brackets aren't even out yet, and we don't even know if teams are going to make the tournament. First, I was going to do Nevada. I like this Nevada team. They're like 200-1. But then I did some elementary research, and apparently they will not make the tournament. And that is a very important part of making the Final Four, the tournament. St. John says, Drunken Irishman says St. John's make the Final Four. Well, listen, we all love St. John's, but that ship has sailed. Their number is way too low now for that. I mean, God bless them. They might do it. I mean, they're hot. But you got that. I would definitely have to see their matchup before I bet that with their number. But if you get someone at a good number, like let's say 55-1, which is a number I found on my squad, the Utah State Aggies, the 25-4 Utah State Aggies at 55-1. That is my official March Madness play. $200 on that to win 11,000. That's plan A. That's plan A. Sean was trying to tell me about Oregon, 40-1. Not a bad plan either. With Dana Altman. That was before they beat Wisconsin. I wonder if the number's still 40-1. I doubt it because Dana Altman's huge in the tournament and they're getting hot. But I'm like on Utah State. Their only nemesis is New Mexico. As long as they don't line up with New Mexico in the tournament, they're fine. But they're a kind of team that can do some damage. And like we said, just make the Final Four. You don't do it to win. Don't get greedy and say to win the championship because that's usually when Cinderella's dreams die. So there's a couple like that there. Monty Pritchett likes VCU at 60-1. Not too shabby. Tell you what, that Final Four market is pretty juicy if you take a look at it. There's a lot of interesting numbers. Maybe I'll get into that. I'll get into that, isn't it? But yeah, who knows if they can do another run. That's why I like to do something new. Last year I was on Grand Canyon. That was my big. Not only was I on Grand Canyon tournament time, like all year I was on Grand Canyon. I was like, I got him at 400-1, 200-1. All I got to do is reach. I kept putting more on it as the year went by, as the year went on. I'm like, wait till you see this Grand Canyon team. They made the tournament, which was huge. And they were good. They had a decent run. They gave Alabama the run for their money. They didn't lose. They didn't win that one, but we didn't wind up. But what was unfortunate about that was once they made the tournament, their odds went even higher. Like I got a bad number playing them all year. So that didn't feel good. But it's fun to have a dog like that has a shot. And Utah State's going to be my guy. So now I have $5K left over. What do I do with that to double it? Last week, I was thinking, or a couple weeks ago, before the Super Bowl, I was thinking I was going to double this with the Oklahoma City Thunder. As soon as Dallas traded Doncic, I'm like, there's no one stopping Oklahoma City Thunder of winning the West. They were even money. They're like, well, that's not a great number. Why bet it? It's not going to get worse than that. That was wrong. It's now minus 120. So that was dumb. Now I'm chasing $1,000. But then the Nuggets started getting good. I gave the Nuggets out to win the West on my Edge Boost play. Now, granted, that was a free play with my points at plus 650. They're not. You can't get that anymore. They're at 5-1 now. The Nuggets are starting to look good, even though the Lakers did just smoke them out. They have the experience. They don't play great defense, but they're starting to play like they're champions. Now, is Oklahoma City with these young cats, that's what Sean is trying to tell me, that don't understand the regular season's not worth it, and then come playoff time, everyone plays defense? I don't care. I think last year was their year when they learned their lesson. I'm not overthinking this. With the NBA, you can't go game by game. And if they do get injuries, obviously except for SGA, they're the only team to equip to play because they're deep. So, just to get this out of my head, I got Utah State to run at 11K. Backup plan, Oklahoma City Thunder at minus 120. 5K to win 4,200. I guess that's how it worked out. 4,150 or something like that. To double that up. And then, you know what's going to kill me on that one? Because if I win, now it's only going to be at 9. And then I'll try to get that extra 1,000. That's when I'm going to lose it all. Playing like blackjack or something.
Only got $20 in my pocket. I'm hunting, looking for a comer. This is fucking awesome.
So that's the $20 to $20 million update, C-generates. We went $20 pleaser to 500. 500 Super Bowl ticket to 5K. And now we got to try to get that to 10K with Utah State or the Oklahoma City Thunder. What could possibly go wrong? Tail along. This is what we're doing. But it is great, nice reward points at the casino. Well, Kramer's getting all the reward points because that's part of the thing I'm doing. I don't want to touch the ticket. I don't want my Mojo or Moppy, mushy on it. I don't want it on it. So we're kind of partnering up that way. He does all the business transactions. And if this wins, I'm not going to have him do the survivor pool. I'll just do this. I keep an eye on him. Then if he runs off, then I get the studio. That's the collateral we have. If he somehow screws me over, I get the seat. I'm already in the seat right now, the Kramer seat. I become the tech guy, and Sean run the SGPN studios. Not a bad fair square off. UC San Diego 95-1. Captain Insano says. How about UC San Diego? I think they're 33rd in Ken Palm. Is that right? They're in the 30s in the Ken Palm rating. That's pretty nuts. You're right, Captain Insano. Listen, I want to give out some on Wednesday. We'll hit the Final Four market, and I'll give out some. We'll give out 3 or 4 of those plays. But right now, I'm on Utah State for the $20 and the Oklahoma City Thunder. That's it. We'll keep it simple. BYU also. Yeah, like I said, we'll hit that. We'll hit the Final Four market on Wednesday. But now let's get into the box. Thank you, everyone who joined me today in the live chat room, including Feach Lamagna, who says, noted, Steve Smith Sr. I didn't even get into the Steve Smith scandal. Maybe we'll talk about that a little bit in the box. Stephen A., Captain Sano, Drunken Irishman, Buford T., Monty Pritchett, JC from KC, ML, incredible. Stevie Elridge, Johnny Kilfalfi. Just a full-on chat room. You guys were great today. Like I said, make sure you subscribe to the Bottom Line Bombs on YouTube. Hit the thumbs up. Hit the like. Wherever pods are told, Spotify, iTunes. Follow me on the socials. At CJ Sullivan was taken, _ in between each word for Instagram. At CJ Sullivan _X. You can email me now at bottomlinebombs@thesgpn.com. You can email me anyway, but I'm not going to throw out my personals on Main Street here. It's email the company for crying out loud. Don't embarrass yourselves. Just kidding. Like I said, Wednesday's show, and it is Wednesdays, the new off-season time, Mondays and Wednesdays, I will, besides doing the Final Four market, I will be doing the Final Four future market, which seems fun. We're going to do an Oscar preview. Oscars are this Sunday, so who doesn't like betting on the Oscars? It's the only way to watch the Oscars is by betting on it. It's a drag. It does make it go fast, especially when you have everything. So I'm going to have an Oscar expert come on, one of Hollywood muckety-muck, screenwriter, producer, director, everything. My man Ryan Ridley. Which will be the second Ridley brother to be in the box. I don't have too many guests in the box, but I already had his brother Adam Ridley. If you remember my interview with Adam Ridley, he was one of the producers or cameramen with the American Gladiators documentary, the 30 for 30 American Gladiators. He worked on that, so I had him come in. He was great. His brother, who I've been longtime friends with, his dad Mark Ridley owns a comedy club in Michigan, near Detroit, Royal Oaks, Michigan. Mark Ridley's Comedy Castle. That's his dad. So he's got great stories about that, of like comics babysitting. Like Tim Allen would babysit him and bring him to the Tigers game in the 80s and give him Coke. I don't know. Anyway, point is, that's going to be a great show. Oscars, Final Fours, everything else on Wednesday. And, of course, the little golf bombs. Make sure you join us. Now we are in the box. I don't even see all these movies anymore. It's impossible to see. Now they nominate 10 movies. There's 30 award shows. Those award shows are ridiculous. The award shows, they just put the stars in there. They need ratings to survive. I wrote for the Critics' Choice Awards a couple times. One time, it's, you meet celebrities, you meet and greet, you work with them, that's fun. But also, it's pretty ridiculous. You see how ridiculous it is. Everyone's talking about Kieran Culkin's speech last night. So last night's were on the SAG Awards on the net. I love the SAG. The SAG Awards are so fucking ridiculous. The Guild, the Screen Actors Guild, because it's actors giving actors awards. This means something because it's from my peers. Then they do that clip like, I'm Jessica Williams. I've been born in Los Angeles. I am an actor. And Harrison Ford's like eating chips behind her. Shout out to Jessica Williams. She's great. But Kieran Culkin, everyone loves Kieran Culkin. He's in that movie with Jesse Eisenberg called A Real Pain, which you haven't seen. It's one of those indie movies that is Oscar baiting. I guess it's written and directed by Jesse Eisenberg, which tells you all you need to know. It's not as good as it thinks it is. I'll say that about it. But Kieran Culkin, I guess, is going to win the Oscar for it. I'll ask Ridley about it. But he gave a speech last night, which is just off the rail. He's off the kilt. He's counting down the clock. He's called out Adrian Brody. He is incorrigible. And I like Kieran Culkin. I don't want to talk too much shit about him. He's Macaulay Culkin's brother. He's good. We all like him. But if you have seen that movie, spoiler alert, he is a douchebag in it. He's supposed to be like this flaky, like, whoa, isn't he? He lives life aloof and keeps it fun for people. But if you were actually around this person and his character, you'd be like, you would fucking want to kill him. You're like, this guy is so annoying. He's a douchebag. The entire movie, I was relating to Eisenberg's character. Like, yeah, you should hate him. He's awful. They do one of these ridiculous hack scenes where, like, the story is it's like Jewish people going back to Germany to see where their family were slaughtered or something. Whatever. It's fine. There's indie piano playing the entire time. Like, like, we get it. You're an indie movie. Enough with the piano. But there's a scene, like a German soldier statues, and Culkin starts pulling this. It's a tourist group, right? They're a guiding group, and it pulls all the people. Hey, you play this character. You play a bird. Like, they're pulling them together and having fun and getting out of their comfort zone, like they're mental patients. Like, you see this with mental patients who escape from the asylum. These are adults. What are you doing? Anyway, this makes no sense if you haven't seen the movie. But all these people are like, oh, he's just crazy. He likes looking at, he likes to shower with your phone, and he fucking gets drunk and calls you a piece of shit, but then he plays the piano. So he's going to win, but the movie's not, and I'm glad. For one, I'm glad it will not. Anyway, all right, let me get out of the box. Let me say the box office. Oh, I didn't even play my Reeler's Choice. I should do a Reeler's Choice. I'll do a Reeler's Choice also next time, maybe for Uncut Gems. People have been asking me to do Uncut Gems. Reeler's Choice, of course, is when I do a gambling movie and I break down what they get wrong about gambling, which is usually everything. There's not too many movies that get gambling right. But anyway, that's going to do it for today's show. Thank you for everyone who joined us in the box. Good luck if you play those NBA bombs, and sweat me on the $20 to $20 million.
Only got $20 in my pocket. I'm hunting, looking for a comer. This is fucking awesome.
Yeah, it sure is. That's going to give me get out of the box real quick. More music cues. And that will do it for us. Shout out to everyone, and let's go. I don't know what to say. Let's go. Wednesday, big show. Also doing beforehand, Comeback Player of the Year Awards with Sean and Ryan live at 11 a.m. Pacific. And then the bombs will be right after that at 1 p.m. So we'll be doing all that. Anyway, let's get the hell out of here. Where is my video clip? See ya. All right. Classic rock radio. That's how the sports talkers go out, They just play things.